What's up, you guys? Welcome to the first Monday Night Live in March. It is March momentum, and if you've never been around in March before, maybe that doesn't mean quite as much to you as it does to us seasoned people, but March is always a really, really fun time. I love spring in general. I think spring, new life, new beginnings, etc. And that is also true in business. So what I have noticed in my I don't know, 9 Marches, is that new people come, people decide to restart, businesses go into momentum and new growth, and it's just a super fun season. So, if this is your first March, welcome. If this is not your first March, you will understand and mirror my excitement for why March is going to be massive. So, before we get into it, I wanted to take a couple minutes and just highlight why Leaders Retreat, which we just got back from, was so impactful. I often wonder, like, are people tired of hearing from me? And so I decided to bring in other people so that you don't have to hear just my perspective. So I would encourage you to screenshot this slide if you can. Can y'all see the whole thing? Yes. Okay. Screenshot this because I want you to be able to read different people's opinion about events. And it's going to be important in just a few minutes, but Leaders Retreat was amazing. It was so fun to be with so many of you guys on the ship last week. And I think just hearing other people's takeaways will drive home a point that I'm going to make in a second. Here is oh my Lord. See, I knew it wasn't going to go off without a hitch. Here's another slide of why Leaders Retreat was impactful. So screenshot this one too. I tried to grab as many testimonies as I could for what Leaders Retreat meant for people. But I say all of this to say there's another opportunity for you to be at an event. Actually, two other opportunities. And so instead of just breezing right through that, I want you to know we say all the time leaders are made at events. And that's true, but only because decisions are made at events. And why is a decision important? Well, the word decide, it actually means to cut off other options. And so when somebody decides to go all in, their beliefs change, their thoughts change, their actions change, their results change. It changes as a result of events. So seeing what you see here, hopefully will really light your fire to get here. We have Gold Getaway. It's the end of this year. You have all year long to qualify or to get other people qualified. If you're already gold and above and you've hit that recently, or you've already kind of done your thing, the whole point of Gold Getaway is to get as many people in the room as possible. It is to get that person that you think, man, she would be fantastic. She could be a diamond. You know what's before diamond? Gold. And so this allows you to get people into a room, get them rubbing shoulders with other people that you want them exposed to. And so takeaways from the Leaders Retreat, I hope inspires you to get your Fannie to Gold Getaway. Here's how you qualify. There's 30 spots remaining, and you can scan this little nifty QR code that I wish I could take credit for. I actually have no idea how to make a QR code, but if I ever needed to find out, I would either ask ChatGPT or Christy. But in the meantime, here's your first QR code of the night. Okay. Seriously, y'all, we do this event. It's been Ruby Retreat, and we decided this year that we really wanted to open it up to gold and above. So get there, or be square. Okay. Also, an event that you don't have to qualify for. Everyone is invited. Everyone is included. It is Convention 2025. This year it will be in Dallas, Texas. And QR code number 2, this is where you can register. You will not find an up-and-coming leader who is not at convention. Most of the time, 99% of the time. One year I had a friend who their kid was playing in the All-Stars World Series. And so, listen, excused absence, okay? But most of the time, no matter what, we all have kids we have to wrangle. We all have schedules we have to adjust. This is an event that you're going to want to be at. So get yourself there, okay? Get yourself there. Also, not only do you get to come to convention and learn and hang out with people like me, you get to earn fun prizes, okay? Remember, anytime you're in a contest, you almost always end further than you thought that you would. How many of you saw that to be true with the Leaders Retreat contest? So many of you said, if I had known I was going to end at this amount of credits, I would have worked harder the first month or two. Don't let that be the case with convention contests. Plenty of time to earn plenty of prizes. So pay attention to that. Okay. Oh, wait. Got to set the stage. Listen, I just full transparency. You guys know my business has been in a million different seasons, a million different times. I have learned some lessons and other lessons I just have to be beat in the head repeatedly. So there have been times that my business has felt like full blown momentum. And y'all, there have been times in my business where I thought, what am I doing? Do I even know how to spell Plexus? Okay. So I want you to know, doesn't matter where you are sitting right now in your seat, where your business is at, I made this call for you. And here's what I mean by that. I literally thought about when I have felt at my best in Plexus, what would I have needed to hear? When I have felt at my worst, absolute worst, what would I have needed to hear? And when I've been at all of those stages in between or leading people at all of those stages in between, I thought to myself, what do they need to hear? And old Christina would have come on here with a ton of strategy and a lot more training because I would have thought what I need to do is help them get the result. I got to help them get the results. I need to fix the problem. Here's what seasoned Christina knows. The problem, it is not found in the next script. It is not found in the next strategy. The problem, if there is one, it is found right between your two ears. And as much as I would like to jump in there with you and be in your two ears and fight your battles with you, I'm not allowed in that space. That's a space where only you get to reside. But I can share with you the battles that I have fought in my own two ears, in between my own two ears, and hope that it will resonate. So I got this idea from Brittany. I'm about to show you a list of lies that I believe the devil could use against you wanting to create momentum in your business if you don't currently feel in momentum in your business. And you guys, I've been building this thing for 9 years, okay? I can count on one hand, a good solid one hand, probably the number of times I would say I've been in full-blown momentum. That's 5. A full hand is 5, unless I cut some of my fingers off, which could actually happen at some point. That means, and I don't even mean 5 full years, okay? Lean in. I don't even mean 5 full years. I just mean 5 different times in my business where I've thought, oh, this is that momentum they talk about. But that means that there's been 595 times in my business where I've been building toward momentum or feeling the discomfort of coming off of momentum. And here's what most people don't have the gonads to tell you. The people who get to experience the 5 full-blown episodes of momentum are the ones who are willing to ride out the 595 periods of non-momentum. But this is a business, and success cycles, they don't pick and choose. They are true. You can count on them. Success principles are that. And so if you've not been in momentum and you are being diligent and consistent, you can trust that momentum's on the way if you keep doing the right things with the right people. So that's kind of where we're going to go tonight. Realize I just said gonads on a training. I probably should not do that. Should not do that. ChatGPT did not catch that in my notes. Okay. So the lies that you tell yourself. You really think this time will be different? You've set a goal, didn't hit them. Why set yourself up for failure again? You don't have what it takes. Some people, those girls on the ship, they're meant for this, not you. Remember when you had momentum and blew it? You can't come back from that. Sure, other people are crushing it, but they're different than you. They have that thing you don't have. What if you do go all in and still don't hit your goal this month? Wouldn't that prove you're not cut out for this? You're already behind because you didn't do what you were supposed to do in February. Why even bother to catch up? You're going to annoy the crap out of people if you talk about this too much. You absolutely do not know enough people in your network to go and recruit 6. You've been at this for a while. Shouldn't you be further along than you are? You are not a leader. Who are you going to help go silver? Oh, here's one that I heard in real time today. You haven't developed a silver in over a year. Why would this month be any different? You'll probably let yourself down again. Actually, it's safer to stay small. Don't get your hopes up. Anybody resonate? I should have numbered those. That would have been good. Then you could confess all your sins in the numbers. Like, which one do you tell yourself? I actually have told myself all of these, every single one. Number three, a lot of times. Remember, every time, 5 times, every 5 times when I try to think about creating momentum again, that's what I tell myself. Like, Christina, if you were smarter, you would have learned how to keep it. Why can't you learn that? That's the lie I tell myself 99% of the time. Why aren't you smart enough to figure this out? But here's what I've learned. So you guys know I came to faith as a Plexus ambassador, probably was senior Ruby-ish. And here's what it has taken me years and years and years to know that for every lie, first of all, it took me in late 30s to realize that if thoughts aren't profitable and pure and good, that they can't come from the Lord. And if they can't come from the Lord, then I'm not actually obligated to keep them, which that was new and like refreshing. Like, okay, I don't have to keep them. Great. What am I supposed to do with them instead? Turns out you can replace them. So take a picture of this. Here's the truth that goes with the lies. You've set goals before and didn't hit them. What makes this time different? Isaiah 43 says, forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. I've created a new thing. I don't have what it takes. Truth. God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. Lie. I lost momentum and I don't know how to get it back. He gives power to the weak, strength to the powerless. You don't have to go at this alone. You guys, I firmly believe, now I don't believe that God is going to bless your lack of effort. I don't believe that God is going to say, oh, she really wanted that mountain to move, but did not ever touch the shovel. She didn't even get the shovel out of the shed, but I'll move the mountain anyway. Could God do that? Yes. I think God uses means, and sometimes the means is just sheer hard work. Okay. So you don't have to do it alone, though. I do believe that He will bless our efforts. I see other people hitting big goals, but I'm just not like them. That's great. You're not supposed to be. God made you fearfully and wonderfully. You were created with unique gifts that person that you think is so great, she doesn't have that gift because you do. Set goals before and I didn't hit them. What makes this time any different? The truth. The Lord directs the steps of the godly. He delights in every detail of their lives. That means He even delights in our struggles in our business. Your job is obedience. The results are up to Him. The lie. I don't want to get my hopes up and be disappointed. Truth. Ephesians 3:20. Now to Him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine. This right here, I've seen it happen time and time again. And I'm going to show you proof in a minute. Mark my words, where there have been times in a lot of people's business that there was no evidence that momentum was coming. No evidence. February, no evidence. March, momentum. Okay. God is not limited by your past experiences. Dream bigger. He's always ahead of you. Lie. People will judge me for going all in. Truth. If God's for us, who can be against us? Their opinions do not define you. Okay. I don't have a big enough network. Truth. The earth is the Lord's and everything in it. God owns it all. All the people you haven't even met, He can provide the right people at the right time. Be willing to open your mouth. Lie. I'm not a natural leader. Do not say I'm too young. You must go to everyone I send you to. Leadership is not about being perfect. It is about being willing. Lie. I feel behind. It's too late to make this month count. Truth. I will restore to you the years that the locusts have eaten. God is in the business of restoration. Y'all, if you knew my life, you would know why this is so impactful. I look at the really, 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 really big things that God has restored, and it makes points in a back office seem so small. If He can fix all of that, He can fix all of this. Lie. I don't trust myself to follow through. Truth. Be confident in this, that He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Don't quit on God's work. You're here for a reason. There was some reason that you did not tell that girl in your inbox. Absolutely not. Not interested. You're here. Stay faithful. Lie. Wouldn't it be easier to just sit this one out? Truth. Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. If we do not give up. The harvest is coming, but only for those who stay in the field. There have been many times in my business where momentum has shown up 5 times, I think. And people have been so like, that came out of nowhere. And I'm over there thinking, out of nowhere? Did, did you not see the years of toil and labor and sweat and blood? Like, that didn't come out of nowhere. While you were over there being bitter about the work, I was over here getting better in the field. So stay in the field. Okay. Okay. Now, a year ago, we had March. Funny how that works, right? And we had a big incentive. I think it was Apple Watches. And so these are people who there was no evidence, listen to me, none, that momentum was coming for them in February of last year. Yet in March of last year, here were their results. Just know you never know who is about to catch the vision. You never know who is about to start working this business. You never know what happy product user is going to tell that one person who decides to take off. You never know. It might be an iPad that intrigues them, but it could be this company, this culture, this community, that paycheck that keeps them. It's your job to invite. It is not your job to judge. Okay. iPads are ways to bring someone in, but listen to me. If you will stay diligent in the field, there will come a day that your paycheck will be big enough that you can buy as many iPads as you want. So it's not that the iPad is the end goal. The iPad is the introduction. Okay. All right. Let me go back because I know y'all are going to read ahead. All of that being said, listen, if you're me, 8 years ago, I'm listening to these calls and I'm not kidding. I would roll my eyes and think, can you please shut up and get to the strategy? Tell me what to do. Give me the magic script. Tell me how to make a post that will make somebody come to me. Like, shut up with all that fluffy stuff. Get to the meat of the matter. And I want you to know it wasn't until I realized that this fluffy stuff is the meat of the matter. This fluffy stuff is what's going to determine. Yes, I can lay with you when I'm done. I love you. This fluffy stuff is what is going to determine your longevity. It's going to determine whether or not you turn in or you dial in. That's what's going to determine. So before we get into that, if you did not pay attention and decide this is the lie that has held me back, if you did not determine what to replace that with, just know March 11th is coming. That's the quiet time of the month. And you're going to decide it's too late. It's not working. I need another strategy. I don't know what else to do. Go, I'll be done when I'm done. So we're going to get into the strategy. I'm going to tell you a game plan. It's nothing new. It's nothing new because listen, I'll go be successful this month again too. And it's not going to be anything new or sexy. It's going to come from the work that I've been doing in the field. And listen to me, whether you've been in the field working your business or not, it can change today. Yeah, but Christina, what if it's too late and I can't get the iPad? Well, first of all, you're determining something that you have no actual evidence for. Second of all, there's another March coming. You can count on it. You can count on it. 362 days from now, we'll be in another March. And you'll have had an entire year to be proud of the work that you're doing. So the iPad's not the thing. It's not the thing. But if it gets you to dial in and decide to change your behavior, we can iPad all month long. Okay? All right. Strategy. Now, listen to me. If you're brand new, brand spanking new, hope I didn't scare you to death. Hope you come back and play again. These numbers that I'm going to share, this may or may not be what you need. This strategy is determined for somebody who's been here a little bit. Maybe they have kind of worked through their initial warm market, and warm market's just like your close family and friends. So this is for the person who's kind of having to warm up a lukewarm market, or maybe they're in the cold market entirely. So if you're new, your numbers probably won't need to be quite this way. You might get by with a fraction of this, maybe a quarter, a half. Okay. So I just want to set the stage there. But for most of you, here's kind of an idea of what you can expect moving forward. Number one, if you want to enroll 6 people new this month, you need consistent conversations happening daily. This is not a month where you can say, I'm going to do a bulk amount of my income producing activities on a Tuesday. Okay. There have been times in seasons where it's like, okay, I can do new reach outs on Tuesdays and Thursdays. This is a month. If you want this incentive, you're going to have to dial up the intensity. You can do anything for 30 days. Okay. New conversations every day. My goal is at least 20 touch points each day. So that's going to look like a mixture of new conversations and follow-ups with people that I've already talked to. So you see, I have it broken down right here. New conversations, 10 to 15 per day. I don't work on Sunday. These are brand new people that you're going to bring up Plexus to. This is not make a lot of conversations in your inbox because you're commenting on everyone's cute stories. It's important to do that. We're going to get there, but that doesn't count as a conversation. A conversation for the sake of this incentive is how many people am I talking about Plexus to for the first time? If Plexus doesn't come up, it does not count as a new conversation. That would count as a connection message, which we'll get to in a second. Warm market, I already told you guys, friends, family, people that are actively engaging on your content. So if they're commenting, liking, swiping the little swipey swipes, that's considered your warm market. Cold market's going to be people from social media, new followers, a mom that you met on the new T-ball team. Cold market, they don't really know you. Okay, if I saw somebody who watched my stories, here's something that I might would say as a new conversation starter. Hey girl, saw you've been in my stories. Your support means the world. Have you ever looked into gut health? Something short, sweet, to the point, okay? Also, if you're using ChatGPT and you notice that Erin, busy mom of two in real estate, has been checking out your stories and your stories were about business and you wanted a really genuine way to reach out, you can go to ChatGPT and say, yo, chat, I have this girl on social media. Her name is Erin. She's got 2 kids. She's very active. She's a successful realtor. I think she'd crush it over here. Want to send her a message that lets her know the potential that I see in her. And I want her to feel seen and acknowledged. And I want to call out her success already. Can you help me with what to say? So you can, as much information as you can give ChatGPT about your prospect or whoever's been watching your stories, the more specific and personalized ChatGPT can help you be in a response to her. Okay. Pro tip. All right, follow-ups, new conversations. Now you've got to be keeping up with your follow-ups because these are people that you've talked to about Plexus, but they have not ordered yet. Listen to me. If you are not willing to engage in the follow-up, save your time on the initial reach out. Just don't do it. Like go play pickleball. Don't do it. Don't do your new reach outs if you're not going to follow up because listen, less than 2% of the time is somebody going to join you on that first reach out. It's just not likely. And it has nothing to do with their actual interest level. It's just the way sales works. It's just the way sales works. Okay. So you've got to keep up with who did I talk to today as a new contact, and I'm paper pencil all the way, so that in 2 or 3 days, I can follow up with those same people. I'm going to show you how to follow up, but just go ahead and commit to yourself like, Scout's honor, I promise to follow up because otherwise I'm just loosening the jar for someone else to eventually follow up and that person's going to join them. Okay. Timing is key. I already said that. Obviously the goal is to not harass them. Please don't harass them. There's so many training videos on how to effectively follow up. But remember, what's missing is probably not skill set. It's probably what you're thinking right here. So choose to think things like the right person is going to be so thankful that I was willing to follow up. Think things like, man, the last time I purchased blank, it was because they sent me a follow-up email. I'm going to do the same. So you can choose thoughts that are going to serve you and get you closer to your goal just as easily as you can choose thoughts that will keep you from your goal. So choose your thoughts wisely. Okay, follow-up system that works. After an initial convo, that means after you reach out the first time, 2 days later, if they haven't responded or ordered. That just simply looks like, hey, I wanted to check in. Any questions? Did you get a chance to check out my last message? I send that every time. So whoever I talk to on Monday, they're going to get that message on Wednesday. Whether they responded, if they responded and were in conversation, then obviously that would not be what I would send. But I always go look at the conversation like, okay, Monday, I talked to Brittany Howard. I'm going to go pull up the Brittany Howard message and say, okay, she did not respond. Here's my second follow-up. Oh, she did respond and I'm supposed to be sending her a testimony. Great. So it just keeps you from letting people fall through the cracks. Here's an example of what I would follow for my timing. First message, day 3, day 5. When I said show up with value, this is how you know you're not harassing them. If you show up with value, new information, they won't ever see it as a harassment. So day 5, day 6, day 7, one of those in there, I'm going to show up with a testimonial, someone like them, whether they have similar struggles, maybe if I know their health struggles, or if they just have similar lifestyle. Okay. Share a testimony like that. If you don't know where to find testimonials, ask your upline. There's several different places we can help you. Day 10 plus, circle back with an offer to create some urgency. There's an example of that. Okay, step number 3. If you're going to hang out until 363 days from now, when March guarantees to come again, keep your pipeline full. This is where people struggle, you guys. They get stuck only talking to the same people over and over and over, and they're not ever bringing new people into that follow-up funnel. It's so important. So that looks like adding new people to your network, forcing yourself to meet 3 people while you're out and getting, their social media information, expanding your network by, commenting in a Facebook group and then friending people who you get conversation going with. It looks like you figuring it out. It's not my job to tell you how to keep your pipeline full. It's my job to tell you what to think so that you will go figure out how to keep your pipeline full. So here's what I would be doing every day. There's your action plan. 10 to 15 new conversations, 5 to 10 follow-ups, post in your stories. In your story, show your face. The cute graphics are fine. The slides, in a row that educate about the products, they're fine. It's way more effective if that follows your face. So whether that's you mixing up your drink, putting a few little benefits in, show your face in your stories, then you can use your slides. Also, pro tip, if you're showing your face in your stories, but you don't put any kind of captions or text, people are not listening. People are not listening. You're wasting your time. So again, don't waste your time. Here's what you can do instead. You can turn on captions. I think captions are fine. I also, if I were you, would have a couple of little text boxes on the video that you're talking and showing your face so that if somebody is watching with no volume, they're able to get the gist of what you're saying from your text boxes. So if you watch my stories, if you listen, I'm saying one thing. If you read the captions, they're there, but I'm not relying just on the captions. I'm also putting little text boxes on each slide so that if somebody only read the text boxes, they're still getting the gist of what I'm saying, or they're at least intrigued enough to turn the volume up. Okay. And then expand your network, add new people, engage on non-Plexus people's stuff. The more you engage on people that are not on your team, the more those people will see your content. Okay. All right. So how does this add up? Well, if you do what I said, week 1, you will start between 70 and 140 new convos. By the end of week 1, your first enrollments should have started to happen. Okay. Is this a guaranteed thing? No. Some of you will do exactly what I'm saying and you will have a goose egg at the end of week 1. That's okay. I've been there. Some of you will do what I say and you'll have 3 enrollments. So it's not an exact science, but I am telling you, if you do this work, you're going to be way closer to the next yes than if you don't do the work, right? Week 2, you stay the course, you'll have between 140 and 280 conversations started. You'll have more follow-ups. You should have more enrollments. Week 3, your pipeline is strong, meaning you've got a solid business after iPad month comes and goes. You're hitting your 6 enrollments. You've earned your prize, but more importantly than that, you've worked the comp plan. You are headed toward your next rank up. Okay, now, +1 system is in full effect. I do not want us to deviate away from that, meaning you should know every Monday night there's an opportunity call. That's about the business. Who should you invite? Anyone that has shown interest but has not fully committed. This is the link. It never changes. Here's a simple message. You can just screenshot this. Thursday nights, we have the product call. Who do you invite? Any new customers? Because remember, we're focused on getting them bought in long-term for their health long-term. You've got them started on the products, but we want to keep them started on the products. And we do that by building their belief in what is possible in the future. That link also never changes. Okay, now, if you guys don't follow Alex Hormozi, you should. He beats me up every single day, but you'll see a few of my little favorites on here. Here's what I need you to know. The difference between those who win and those who don't. Winning in this business is not about who has the most followers or who got lucky. Y'all, I didn't even have a social media presence when I started. It's about who decides to show up when it's hard, who does not let fear win, and who takes action even when they don't feel ready. I love what his wife said right here. If you don't show up and put in the work, you don't actually want it more than what you currently have. We are not what we want. We are what we do. Okay, what is the biggest thing that's holding you back? Is it fear of failure? Maybe fear of judgment, doubt in yourself? Because Alex says the biggest success habit is being willing to look stupid. And some of us care more about looking put together versus building something super substantial. Okay, last one. Whatever popped into your head when I was reading those, fear of failure, fear of judgment, doubt in yourself, that's the thing that's keeping you from your next level. You get to decide right now, March 3rd, whether it keeps holding you back or whether this is the month that you break through it. Loved when he said, imagine how much further you would be if you did things even when you did not feel like doing them. People think there's some complex formula to winning, when the most basic one is this: do what you said you were going to do before it became inconvenient. Y'all, there are so many parallels to be drawn. Fitness, nutrition, marriage. Do what you said you were going to do before it became inconvenient. Everybody can stop doing what they were going to do when it becomes a problem. The elite keep doing it. Okay? Be elite. Bigger picture. I want you to imagine something for a second. It's April 1st. You look back on March. Did you show up fully? Did you go all in? Did you let another month pass without stepping into your potential? Because you guys, the difference between those who hit this month and those who don't is simply the decision that they make right now. Right now. So I want to ask, are you in? Are you ready to make this the month that everything changes? Okay. If so, if not, you should leave. But if so, before we close the call, I want you to do one of three things. That's it, one of three. Reach out to one person, post something in your stories. You can market our community, taking a screenshot of this book club. We grow together. Send a voice memo to a prospect. The fastest way to kill doubt is with action. All right. For your tracking pleasure, here is the QR code to the template link right here. You can use this to hold yourself accountable to earning your prize. You can send it to your upline. It's just a great way to have a visual of, okay, this is what I'm working toward. You can also use this for your people. So if you want to use this QR code, this is how you can get this template. You can add your person's picture right over here. So fun. All right, so final. You can choose to listen to the lies, the ones that tell you that you're not enough, this won't work, it's safer to sit this out. Or you can choose to believe what God says about you, that you are equipped, that He goes before you, and that He has more for you than you can even imagine. This month, you get to decide which voice you listen to. I hope that you choose wisely. All right, y'all. That's all I got. So we'll close this out. See y'all later. Adios.